Merry Christmas to you all, and today is the F125 Mountain Tornado. And today we are heading over to Monaco. But before we go any further, I want to have a quick chat about the standing. We have not spoke about it in ages, so we know Lando Norris is leading the Driver Championship absolutely smashing it, Pierre Stockton, and in the constructor, they are dominating with putting the motorsport being the Stockton play with the steel duel, and two of our rival, we are pretty much very close to confirm their places in our team for next season, and the update we have not touched any update, but it, obviously the last two, it not come from me, it come from the Ferrari team anyway. But let's see what happened in the qualifier.
Now, if you ask anyone who's raced here, they'll tell you, nowhere in the world is more important to get a high qualifying position than here on the windy, chicaney, challenging streets of Monaco. We're about to set the grid for tomorrow's race, but potentially for the end of the race too. So welcome along, everyone, to the Monaco Grand Prix qualifying.
And here we are, the Monaco Grand Prix qualifier is now getting ready to go underway. It is raining. Qualifying is going to be wet tire, so it's going to be very interesting to see what we can do. And I want to also remind you that I am using medium traction control in the qualifier, but then in the race I swapped it to full because I was not comfortable. So I want to keep in mind that I am still practicing with medium traction control. Keep that in mind. But of course, already done my third run, swapped over to instrument tire for my sixth run. Yes, I've done 6 run in the Monaco 2-1 and to the top of the line, and it's going to be P12. Good job from George Russell, and obviously the pace is still questionable. So we need to try and figure out how to maximise the performance of the car for Albon and for Russell, and now in 2-2, still raining, but on intimate tyre big time going forward. We are currently in the bottom, but that's because we haven't put our run in just yet, and we clocked the line to take P1, and it's not over. We still be able to improve our time as we now reaches over 1 second in delta time, and now we are about to clock the line for a much more improved time at rotating the P1 and 2-2, and Carlos Sainz is the shot to exit once again in 2-2. Sainz has been struggling, let's be honest, he has been struggling quite a bit in the qualifying at Spa. In the race, not too bad, but in the qualifier, it's a bit of a shot to run for Carlos Sainz. But in Tuesday, do my third run on instrument tyre once again, and we all know Monaco is a very tactical corner, and to be able to do the raining in the qualifier and from my side, medium tactical control, I can see the improvement, but I'm still struggling quite a bit, so that is hard to stop, but I'm still practicing, and that's good enough. And we're taking the provisional pole, and now on our fourth run, which is right to the end, everybody crossed the line. We follow all the way down to P9, not 8, P9 right now, and it has a little touch to the wall, but we're still improving our time to 6th, but can we still be able to get ourselves back on the pole position? It's going to be 1 second delta time. We clock the line. It's going to be that not soldier. It's the P7. It's the P7. Not a good qualifying, and Lando Norris taking the pole with Gasly starting using Canona in third, Albon 6th, Russell 7th. Let's see what Monaco Grand Prix got in store for us.
Formula One returns to Monte Carlo once again today, home to the world-famous Monte Carlo Casino that first opened in 1863. And of course, a certain road race first held in 1929. There's no greater an occasion, no more valuable a win than the Monaco Grand Prix. The prestigious Circuit de Monaco, then, is not all that dissimilar today to the layout that made its debut almost a century ago. It's 2 miles and 19 corners through the streets of Monte Carlo. And although the average lap speed of around 93 miles per hour is the lowest of the season, the tiny margins for error make it the natural habitat of the safety car. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Lando Norris will lead us away from pole position, with Pierre Gasly alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Tsunoda, Piastri, Charles Leclerc and Albon, Russell, Colapinto, Hadjar and Gabriel Bortoleto, Ocon, Antonelli, Ollie Behrman and Tramnitz, Doohan, Aaron, Carlos Sainz and Zane Maloney, Hulkenberg, Lawson, Pepe Marti and Jack Crawford rounds off the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track. And alongside me today, a man who I'm always pleased to see join me in the commentary box, Anthony Davidson. Now, you're the racing driver in this partnership, so tell us about this racing driver.
Here we go, the night sunny day of the Monaco Grand Prix. We are obviously doing two supplementary anyway, and we know in the past this season we had a very good result in Monaco. This is our fourth season can we make it on the podium once again, especially for Russell, who's taken a win last season at Monaco, but this time around we are starting a lot lower than we like to be. Overtaken, is it going to be hard or is it going to be easy? Let's find out. We're now waiting for the light of tour formation lap, but we're starting on the soft tyre, while almost everybody is on a hard tyre. Starting to be a lot different, and I've chosen soft tyre in the basically trying to make advantages in the turn one lap. Want to start is our goal. Try and move up at least 2 places if that is going to be possible. With Albon ahead of us on a hard tyre, we might be able to beat him to it. Who knows? But let's find out as we are now lined up to the grid, waiting for the light. Lando on the pole with Gasly stuck to Newton Tsunoda third, Piastri fourth, Leclerc fifth, Albon sixth, and Russell lined up in P7. The light is starting, getting ready to go out, and it's 5 red light, and it's now away we go for the Monaco Grand Prix, and it's a fantastic start from Lando Norris. It's a lean right into turn 1, and it's Gasly that takes the second place with Newton Tsunoda moved up to P3 and up to Piastri, up to P4, and there's the fight with Russell and Alex Albon, and Russell goes though to move up into P6. That soft tyre is helping Russell out, and we've got Antonelli making a move down the inside of Ollie Behrman for P12, and he's still doing side by side as we enter into hairpin. There's another more tyre right in the back, doing side by side, like the Carlos side down to Pepe Martin, and we're on board with Tramnitz, who is washing at the other, made the contact with the barrier at the side by side, going through the tunnel with Ollie Behrman. Can Ollie Behrman remain ahead of Antonelli, or will Antonelli make it through? And he looks like Kimi had made it through. Antonelli is now up into P12, and we've got Martin overtaking Liam Lawson. That is unfortunate for Liam Lawson, but the Tatiana is actually employed anyway to destroy their third point in Bahrain, and here we've got the replay of the late start with the Piastri, who's of course was trying to get ahead of Newton Tsunoda and Gasly, but it had the unfortunate line where he's taken a bit of a contact to the wall, which forced him to leave the space to Gasly, and Newton Tsunoda didn't move up. He tactically defended the plane to keep ahead of the Piastri. Almost got to Gasly, but didn't manage to do it, and Russell is still running in P6. That soft tyre is starting to feeling quite bad. We had a little snap, but I've thought that try and control it and chase after Charles Leclerc, who I know is going to get into fight with Piastri, Tsunoda and Gasly, and once they get involved, we can find an opportunity to catch them and try find a space. We found our first space of overtake against Albon in what I didn't overtake, but can we do it more and can we move ourselves into top 5 and be on board with Borton Lacto, who nailed up the top 10 in P10. So Borton Lacto, of course, had not really tired of matching the teammate of Yuki Tsunoda paid, unfortunately, but that type of scenario they needed from Yuki Tsunoda is to be able to be competitive and basically try and live off the shoes of Max Verstappen. He had to basically match what Max can do in Formula 1. Of course, he had retired the last season, end of last season, to Yuki Tsunoda got a bit of pressure, trying to carry the Red Bull to their glory days, which seemed to be quite over at this point, and we got up to Piastri, who has lost a bit of time to Yuki Tsunoda, and he now got Charles Leclerc putting the pressure onto Piastri, and we know Leclerc went to finish on a podium at his home at one point, and we know he had back-to-back DNF from Bahrain to Saudi Arabia, both of them due to mechanical failure towards the end of the race. Towards the end of the race, DNF, so Leclerc would like to forget about that and basically try and get a podium, and we know Monaco is class is that impossible to overtake, but we've seen it in the past, especially in this race with Russell overtaking Albon at the end, like overtaking Ollie Behrman. There's still a chance for overtake. Last season, we've seen it everywhere from Russell, same like Miata in season 1 and season 2, but we entered lap 6 with Lando leading for 5 seconds. Yep, Lando Norris is going to purely dominate the Monaco Grand Prix at this point, and Russell still remain in P6, losing time to Charles Leclerc, unfortunately, which means our soft tyre is starting feeling really rough at this point, and we're now thinking about strategy change, because obviously we were going to do 2 stops, which is obviously mandatory, but we were supposed to start on a hard tyre, but we decided to do something different, which we can see Russell already came in Albon, is now going up into P6 in lap 8. Got pressure from Franco Colapito. Russell is now in, put a hard tyre on. Can it be a smooth stop? No, it's not. The left front tyre taking a long time to put on, but Russell is slapped on the hard tyre, and now chase it on for the potential podium as we got ourselves ahead of Lawson. Thank God we're not going to have to deal with Lawson, because we know he can defend quite well. But speaking of defense, as we fast forward to the tunnel, we are right behind Joseph Pepe Martin in the Audi as we don't make a move on the inside, but Martin making it harder as he put his car right up and make it as wide as possible to prevent Russell from overtaking, and that is going to be a problem because we need the breakthrough on Martin and same as whole team bar basically to slow his car right now to be able to chase down for the potential top 3 as we run back. It's Lawson gone up, Liam Lawson gone up, and he's safety car or further choice safety car. No, and speaking of Russell again, Russell is still putting the pressure on Martin, and he now pulled up on the inside. He's gonna go through. Yes, he does. Sure, Russell finally broke through the defense of Martin, and here's a replay of Lawson's spin-off. I thought he loosely interrupted me. So Lawson has spun off quite badly, and I'm actually quite surprised nothing's been called out. And to be fair, Lando Norris is basically at this point already entered into basically, I think, turn 2 or 3. So at that point, he wasn't even that close enough for safety cars to come out anyway, so Lawson got going, but it looked way too much time, and we now going to lap 10, back on Russell as he chased down Nico Hulkenberg for that P90. We should need to get the machine to do this that same move he did to Martin and John and Hulkenberg slam into the wall. Any damage? No, and there was no contact, by the way. No contact. Russell didn't force him off. They were clean shot by side. It's Hulkenberg that tried to got surprised by it. I think that's what happened. But fast forward again to lap 11 into the tunnel as we gone for the move on Jack Crawford on the inside in the tunnel there with a brilliant overtake, and next one again Manoli George Russell making overtake look easy as he pulls up the inside once again. He goes though, and Manoli didn't slam into the wall as we know. It's not like I'm forcing him off. It's the driver taking a wide and line at the shoot, and now at the barn old time it rolled up the top 10, and hopefully no safety car comes out. Is that we're putting Russell in a very difficult position for an overtake again, which is now in lap 13. Back in the tunnel, side by side with Carlos Sainz. Can Russell gently or will Carlos Sainz making it harder? And it Russell gently and Sainz made the contact with the barrier. No damage, thank God for that. And we're going to pull out on once again. It's that same move. Russell is pushing hard. This is why we call him Russell the Hustle. He is doing everything in his power to try and keep himself in the championship fight, which in theory, if he can finish top 5, it's basically still very much likely to stay in the contender for the Southern Championship, but we need to fit our car before we can even think about it, because Lando is nearly 12 seconds ahead of the second place, and Albon has decided to come in lap 14 going to lap 15 by the way, to put another hard tyre on, which means you've been looking to put a medium or soft tyre for the ending stint, and Russell is now going to go through and it's going to be behind Albon. Can he maybe get the well far back, and that the problem we are dealing with, because we have to go through all of the car behind, and if we haven't held up by Pepper Martin in lap 8, we wouldn't maybe be able to beat Albon anyway, but Albon got very lucky like that, and we are now caught up to Alex Albon, which is really good, and we've got the pit stop going, not in side by side for Alex Albon and Russell goes to Albon, slam into the wall, but Russell do not care. He knows he wants to be the main #1 for this championship. No team order or anything like that. Albon is now doing to suffer the phase of Russell the hustle right now, and we got Lando Norris joint in, which means Piatti was the last lap, and Lando had to slow stop on the right rear. Lando Norris, that was unfortunate, and Charles Leclerc had gone in eternally second place, being my back towards the short Russell potentially, and he's gonna be just stopped. No, he's not. It's the left rear. They started to take it off, and he put on the medium tire. Is that enough? Is that enough for sure Russell to catch Charles Leclerc and put himself into top 5 or not? We can see Russell coming up really soon. No, it's not. It's well far back. Russell is not even that close to Charles Leclerc, and he was not even that close like he was with Alex Albon. With Albon, he can push harder, close up, but this one, he couldn't do it, and Charles Leclerc on medium tyre, they are fantastic tyre to be on in Monaco. The hard tyre, it's doing us the favour for sure, soft tyre is not really that good, even though it helped out to move up one place, which is not bad. But a hard tyre and medium tyre is the best tyre to put on for the Monaco Grand Prix, and we're still in P6 and Albon in P7 with Torapito P8 and Hadjar P9 and Bortomato in P10. And we can see Charles Leclerc far up in the distance to the start pulling away, unfortunately, and we far forward then lap 20, Gasly still in P2, Piat with P3, Yuki Tsunoda in P4 and Gasly at 12 seconds behind to Lando Norris. It's confirmed Lando is pretty much on a win. He is dominating right now, and that is so annoying. It shouldn't be sure if we may be able to fix the car. Last season was the case, but this season it's not so much. The podium seems to be a far better right now for sure. And we got Quali is catching up to Alex Albon. Maybe we're getting a 3-5 for the P6 that had Jar, P9 and Bortonato on P10 with the pressure of Attiella, who managed to get himself up into P11, which I assume from the pit stop that whether Aston Martin had the bad one, which allowed Attiella to move up into P11, but Bortonato is still in place, but not close to Yuki Tsunoda, unfortunately, and we now far forward to lap 22. We got Lando Norris had just lapped the Audi of Pepe Martin, the next one at Dan Manoni. Already lapping cars. To be fair, he actually already lapped it them ages ago, but the car that he lapped it already re-lapped it back at him. But now, this was back about, you get the gist of what I'm talking about. But Lando Norris, I mean, what I like it, he's doing leading well, that is for sure, and definitely had managed to pull away from Octa Piat. But maybe this is the moment that Yuki Tsunoda have finally put the pressure onto Octa Piat in the DR zone, even though it's supposed to be powerful, but no one made any move in that DR zone at all. Not a chance, no one is doing anything, and we're on board with Russell, who had broken away from Alex Albon, made a contact with him more, which is now allowed Albon to catch back up to George Russell, and we have been told by our engineer about the pit stop situation, what do we want to do with the pit stop, and to be fair, we at our be the team principal, we go for medium tyre, but we want it in this lap. But I told my engineer, no, later, we take him in later, and the reason behind it is the hope. But it's safety car, if safety car to come out, perfect, we take the advantage of it. But so far, there's no situation for safety car chances to come out, even though Lawson was the one who almost caught it, but after that, nothing. Everything has been clean with very calm, no alarm, apart from Russell making an absolute beautiful overtake everywhere he went. But Russell is needed 20 seconds behind Charles Leclerc, who is, by the way, catching up to Yuki Tsunoda, and Tsunoda had lost a little bit of time to Piastri, and Piastri catching Gasly. That is because the lap the car ahead of Gasly is holding them back, which means they'll be bunching up all the cars from 3rd, 2nd to 5th, and hopefully we can take advantage of it and have Russell to catch up. And it doesn't matter, Gasly started to come in lap 27, we got 3 cars in, Piastri then, Gasly in, Yuki Tsunoda in. Oh, the slow stop for Yuki Tsunoda. That's the bad one for Red Bull to mess up Yuki Tsunoda. But to be fair, I don't even think you have a chance to get himself jump ahead of Octa Piastri or Gasly anyway. But now that slow stop might help us out to ourselves into top 5 at the just overtaken Yuki Tsunoda, the same as Alex Albon is just managed to do it so, and Albon is ahead, and now we are hoping for Albon to basically help Russell to hold back Yuki Tsunoda about 28 seconds, so that way Russell can come in and get out in top 5. But in an ideal world, we do not want to do that. It's not a good rating, and while we need Albon as in a decoy for us to be able to take the advantage of the situation when Albon is also in the challenge for the World Championship. It's not a good idea for us to do that anyway. It would have been realistic as well, and we got Octa Piastri still chasing down Gasly after the finish the second shot. We've got about 12 laps to go. Got Charles Leclerc, who is now going to take the lead. Oh no, it's not. He got smoke. Charles Leclerc, he got the smoke. Charles Leclerc has got the smoke out of his car, and Lando was not even gonna lose his place to Charles Leclerc anyway. But it's Charles with the end of 1%, it's back to back to back to the end of 3 times now, and it's a double stop for Brittany Motorsport. Did they mess that up with the starting team Russell into the coming third, and that means Albon gonna lose all of his places, and we're gonna put medium tyre on for sure, Russell, and same for Albon, but Albon had unfortunately come in at the bad time as it now look replacing. He is behind Ollie Berman. He is now behind Ollie Berman, and Charles Leclerc is going to be out of this Monaco Grand Prix. What a miserable day for Charles Leclerc, and miserable these weekend. These the end of it's just an absolute shamble for Mercedes to do this. For Charles Leclerc, who won a golden ball at Ferrari and a world champion with Mercedes in the first season together, it's fully apart for Charles Leclerc and Mercedes, and Russell is chasing after Tim Trattner to send it down the inside. Can they get Louis to be very tight, but he managed to do it so than for that medium tyre being immaculate tyre to deal with, and Bortolacco is in P9 missing Feely, one to the Peter Ultron Trattner comes in. Bortolacco will come out behind of Charles Russell, which means it's the piece for Bortolacco, which is the slow stop for Peter yet to hear, and Russell is now taking the top 5. That is exactly what we want. But Bortolacco is now P6 at the other, P7 Hadjar, P8 Behrman, P9, and Alex Albon is going to take the P10. Albon should have been in P6 if he didn't come in at the same time as us. We didn't know. I think the commutation with Bolton, the commutation has happened between 2 engines of Russell and Albon, and they didn't relay it back to me. And that was very unfortunate for Alex Albon's situation. But Russell, he again doesn't care. He knows he got the top 5 chances, but Podium not on the table. Look at Newton Sonona, 18 seconds ahead of Charles Russell, but now far forward to lap 30 stuff. It's been a fairly quiet lap so far after that whole chaos for Alex Albon, but now Lando Norris will be starting his second final lap, and Newton Sonona Piastri definitely started their second final lap, and Russell is catching up to the lapped car of Dave Manone, which already lapped Hulkenberg and Liam Lawson, and now we're going to get the DR and overtake Dave Manone, and that means we could indeed catch Newton Sonona, only if there's another 20 laps to go. We are not going to catch Newton Sonona. It's about 17 seconds now between Russell and Newton. We are catching up, but it's too late. It's too late for us to be able to catch Newton Sonona. If there's more laps to go, maybe, just maybe, but unfortunately, it's not going to happen as Lando Norris has already begun his final lap, and Gasly is not even there yet. Gasly is getting pressure from the Piastri as they're coming up to the second final corner now. Piastri is quite close, but can he get the DR and use that as an advantage to overtake Gasly to make it 1-2, and it seems like it's not going to be the case. Piastri wants them to stay behind on this final lap, and Newton Sonona is losing time to Russell as he is now 16 seconds ahead of George. We know George is quick. He is pushing it really hard in case for Newton Sonona to make mistakes, and we can catch that when he comes, but so far that doesn't seem to be the case. And we've got Bortolacco, P6 at the end, P7 Hadjar, P9 Behrman, P8 Behrman, P9, and Alex Albon to round up the top 10 in P10. Pressure from Peter, but Albon is immune to that pressure for sure. But it's unfortunate for Albon, and Lando Norris always out the final corner, and he's going to win the Monaco Grand Prix by 22 seconds of dominance and Gasly is now ready to finish second place, but the race is not even over. There's still 2-3 more corners to go. He can make mistakes. We've seen it last time with Ocon, but is that gonna happen? No. Gasly is now ready to take the second place with Piastri finishing third, and Yuki Tsunoda is ready to finish fourth with 14 seconds ahead of Russell. We are attaching, but it's just not enough time, and Russell is ready to finish P5. That is brilliant effort from George Russell from P8 and jumped up into P5, or P7, sorry, P7 up into P5. Fantastic job from George Russell. I mean, Podium was far best for sure, but we should have had it though. We should have had it, but well done to George Russell for a fantastic race. All that overtake was easy for George Russell.
And here he comes. It's all go, go, go for Lando Norris as he takes the checkered flag and wins.
I mean, it looked like they were in a different category at points during the race, led every lap. I mean, what more can we say?
It's what they've all been racing towards, waiting for them. High above the pit lane is our podium. And for the lucky three, it's time to stand on it. He holds the trophy aloft, and why shouldn't he? A richly deserved win today for Lando Norris.
Well done to Lando Norris. Honestly, what a win. He dominated the Grand Prix. I don't think we have enough for this season to beat them at all and want to win the championship, but it might not happen. We are 58 points behind Lando, and McLaren 103 points ahead of Britain Motorsport. It's gonna be a slog, isn't it? But again, it's not even close to halfway through the season just yet. We've got 2 more, maybe 3 more like until halfway. There's still time. So let's find out in the next episode. We're gonna end it now. So thanks for watching. Please like and dislike my video. Do my very appreciate it, and peace out.